And we are live. Hello. Nice. Let me set a couple of things. In the meantime, welcome everybody. My name is Corinna and I'm gonna do this live, there you go, with my friend Simon. There you go. And today we're gonna talk to you about naked soul. There you go. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, welcome.
Good evening, wherever you are.
I believe I'm in the afternoon.
No, me too. But you know, it's like 1 hour you're in the morning, 1 hour early, 1 hour later. You're on the other side of the world. You're in the evening. Hello.
What a joy.
Yes. Finally, we're starting. I've been sitting here in the sun for the last 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, just waiting for this live, thinking, oh, what should I say when I start? You know, like nothing, just welcome. So here we are. I was just saying that today we're gonna do this live for those who don't know me, who don't know you, and mostly those who don't know Naked. We're gonna do a live, the first live of 2025 for Naked, to explain a bit what Naked is, how it was born, and how it's evolving as if it has its own entity. And I was introducing you, I was saying my name is Corinna, and I'm gonna have this live with Simon, which is one of my best friends, creator of Naked. And yeah, I think we're here today to navigate a little bit into this topic as we launched our first retreat for 2025. What is that? This is the 90th retreat since Naked was born, right?
Is it what?
The
Is it?
90th?
Yeah, it might be something like that. Yeah. Well, three of those were gatherings.
Well, it's okay. You're still enjoying the Naked life, so
Naked
yeah.
life, yes.
Yes. Yeah, so how are you before we start? Are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling quite emotional, and also I'm yeah I'm supporting quite a few beings at the moment, and it's funny because there's uh, a lot of density and a lot of pain that I work with, and I work with a lot of pain with others, and I work with a lot of pain, of course, within myself at times. And the last days have been a lot of grief and sadness, and yearning and joy and gratitude and all. It's always a cocktail of different emotions. I'm also experiencing great joy and euphoria through these deeper releases of grief. But I always love this mirror that the divine gives us, because of course the beings that come to me for support, they're also just huge mirrors of me, of the collective of life, right? So it's never, everything is for us, and it's like, as you and I often say, there's this whole thing about there's no bad parts has been a new saying for mine recently, as I'm diving more into the concept of parts work. And so yeah, I'm feeling quite, just, you know what I'm feeling like. One of the blessings I get, I was going to say maybe a blessing and a curse, but one of the blessings I get is the people welcome me into the very intimate uh, fabric of their being, and have done for many, many years, so, and then I just see the patterns of so much, you know sometimes I call it unnecessary pain, but it is what it is. People have had experiences with caregivers that have been so dismissive, violating, violent, aggressive, also in the name of love, because they did the best as parents. And then, you know, and then most people's first experiences are of intimacy and sexuality and relationships, and I've also been a cause of some of those for other people. You know, I've also created traumatic and painful experiences for others, so you know, I don't exclude myself from that. But just now it seems that when we become more conscious and more awake, if you will, if those words are getting a little bit watered down now, but then the cleaning happens. I love this saying. Once I read a book called After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. So, you know, when you make a decision to do the laundry, you get ready, because there's some fucking cleaning to do. And I'm doing my best internally to clean my basement, and I'm supporting others to clean theirs.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I was thinking it might be nice maybe for those who might tune in and do not know you, also share a few words on yourself, what you do. I know we don't like much labeling and putting ourselves in boxes, you know, but it might be nice for people to know, because you talked about supporting. So how would you encapsulate the amazing work that you do, you know?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Just the other day, well, maybe first I will share that, and maybe first it might be nice, if you agree, that I just say, like, that naked birthed, you know, the essence of naked birthed out of a deep desire to come together with others and really play and live naked and nude, right? But nude not from a kind of like naturist nudist perspective, but just like, can we just be real with each other? And I was living with my ex-partner at the ex-partner at the time, Dara, and we were hanging out, just like being naked, eating food together, you know, playing acro yoga, practicing yoga, qigong, meditating, you know, all the things we do, we were just doing in our little house. And then often going to meet others or inviting some others over that would sometimes come and hang out. We'd play the drums, and then we were like, isn't there just more people that want to do this, like, and hang out with us, and like, right, like, and it's like, why don't we just create an event to bring people together? And then we were like thinking of, you know, the name came just so everything happened in like a kind of 2 to 4 week period, where all of a sudden we had a website, we called it the word naked came up. We're like, yeah, naked. And we do qigong, we do meditation, we do yoga, we do sharing circles, and I'd share my passion for speaking truth, and yeah, let's do it. And that's really, you know, that's really how it birthed. And within a month we had a website up that our friend Lou put on through Wix. And then we had our first retreat planned for within kind of 6 months. No, that was within 6 months of being together with Dara. We had a retreat planned, and it was up and in the bag. So just to throw that out there, for like, naked birthed from that drive to create a space where we can be true and real, and just, you know, dissolve the filters of all, you know, our multiple personas that try to you know, protect us from just being alive.
You know, I would like to also say, because you were talking about after ecstasy, there is the laundry, you know, and I would say, now that I know you, obviously, I can say that naked was birthed from all of that, and was also birthed from a long process of laundry, a long process of cleaning, you know, like you went through a personal journey that eventually brought you where you're at right now, eventually brought you to give birth to naked, you know. And that's also something I think quite relevant, because sometimes we have this perception that people that are a bit more into the spiritual world out there, they all have it figured out, they were born like enlightened. Like, no, that's a shit story. Is not true, you know. It's not really true. And whatever is even is enlightenment, but it's also nice to mention that without necessarily going too much in depth, you know, because we can have a whole different life just on that, you know, and talking also about your book. But yeah, just tell us a little bit also of who you used to be and how you came to be the Simon that I know today and that I met, what, 8 years ago, something like that. I think so.
Yeah, you met me as well, not so long after. Well, we've done some nakeds. I can't remember. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you probably met us halfway through doing a number of nakeds.
So,
Well, yeah, one thing that's popping up is just to say that, yeah, you mentioned about doing the laundry, and I was just, as you were speaking, I had this feeling that, well, as much as like naked was this idea to come together and play and just, you know, do the things I mentioned earlier, you know, naked then came and said, well, if you want to get naked, how willing are you to start doing some more cleaning?
mm. Well,
because
I see the connection between the two
because
things
you
now.
know, you said you yeah, I think maybe when I started naked I thought I did a lot of cleaning. um uh I thought I did a lot of cleaning, and then it's like, well, you know, let's do some more cleaning, and then even now, like, you know, what am I? I'm 47 years old now, and like right now, I'm in a process where I feel like I'm doing some real, I almost feel like I'm doing cleaning beneath the root of the root. You know, it's like, I've cleaned here and cleaned there, and now like, oh, I missed a bit over there. Let's go there now. You know, it feels that this idea of cleansing ourselves, and I don't mean this kind of incessant addiction to healing. I don't mean that. I mean that life when we start to look inside, will present us with the situations, and it's doing this always anyway, but it will present us with the interactions and the mirrors and the situations in order for us to face ourselves. And so Naked Soul really is about that. It's about facing ourselves. And I think if I go back just to kind of essentially, because we could do a whole live on this, and I want you to share too, but you know, essentially my cleaning, yeah, you could say started many years ago, but from being a criminal, drug dealer, you know, hustling and cheating, and, you know, basically, yeah, having a short time in a young offenders institute, a young offenders jail, just for luckily just 9 weeks. That was a turning point. And then, you know, 10 years to try to come out of that foundation that I was in, where I, you know, followed an acting path and trying to get jobs and survive in the kind of the world and society that I found myself in. And then, of course, along the way, still drug dealing, along the way, still hustling, still, you know, doing my best, you know, striving to be this actor, striving to be somebody, and to make money and come out of the world that I thought was criminal. And then slowly, as the awareness expanded, realizing the worlds I were in was still criminal. And capitalism kind of feeds criminalism, and vice versa. And so then I started to inquire basically and ask questions. And that's another thing that Naked Soul is really about. It's a space where you come to ask yourself the questions you need to ask yourself. I mean, we will present you with a space for inquiry. We will present you with some exercises. Some of them will be fun, some of them will be challenging, some of them you have a lot of resistance for, but all of them are invitations to look inside. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, invitation to look inside. Yes, because I think just to reconnect to what you were sharing, the more you look inside, naked is really appealing, you know? And the more you look inside, the more you peel off all those layers, you remove all those masks until you find yourself. There's nothing else to be found, you know? It's like it's just your true self. It's like once you get to that point, I always said, once you get to that point, you never turn back. Maybe I don't want to make that statement because for some people it might be hard not to go back into, you know, step back into all the habits. But that's what happened to me after I met you back in 2017 when I came to live in Malta. And then I had my 1 year later, I had the first retreat with you guys. But before even coming to Naked, I was living with you, and you always had Naked has always been your way to live, you know, and I love that. So I always felt very lucky that I had a very long period of time to live a naked life before even entering the space of a retreat, you know. And I always say that for me it has been like that. Once you get naked, it's harder to put back those masks on you, you know. It's very hard. And yeah, you don't, it's like you don't want to dress up anymore, you know. And there's so much joy in relating to each other from that space, in relating to ourselves from that space. You already understand that there is really no sense in going back to the madness, going back to the role that we play, going back to, you know, it's fun, you know. We still live this life, so we still have a life. We wake up in the morning, we have a job, we have family, we have things that needs to be done in a certain way. But it's also a matter of being able to do all these things with a deeper knowing inside our heart, you know. It's like we carry a precious knowing inside. And I think that Naked is an invitation. Is not just an invitation, it's really a desire to share more how we can weave into our daily life this new way to live, you know, and new way to relate. And this is also why we don't use anymore the word retreat, because before, for those who know Naked, before this was called Naked the Retreat, and now it transformed into Naked Soul. And we, as we were kind of brainstorming, or actually heartstorming, as you like to say,
Heartstorming.
heartstorming,
No brain.
exactly.
No, trying not to brain. No, the
No,
brain
no,
is beautiful.
exactly. But we came to realize that, you know, it's like, how we call this? How can we call Naked Soul now? It's not a retreat anymore. It's not. So we chose the word experience, because the goal is not to retreat people for a week or 10 days and put them in the bubble and then throw them back into their life and like, yeah, go and deal with the shit now. It's really not that. We want to give an experience of what it means to live nakedly, but also give tools to really embody that and bring that into your daily life. And I think here there's a massive turning point, you know, a shift, and there is also a clarity um, dropping, you know, into the space for whoever is interested in and wondering about coming to the next Naked, which, as we're talking about it, is going to be in Portugal from the 13th to the 20th of May 2025. It's just going to be the first one of this year, but as we're saying it, yeah, let's put it in there, so you know.
Mm. Yeah, so
I would
you should go on.
No. I just wanted to share also how I met you, but this can be a short story for later because you were starting something.
Yeah, and I'm also noticing we're already 19 minutes, and I
Time
told you
flies.
these lives go fast. If you're tuning in, we really plan to have a live every week now with either myself or Corinna or
Mm.
somebody from the Naked team, or maybe those that have taken part in previous retreat experiences, and kind of maybe just something small to say is that when we're playing with words, right, we throw words out there, and retreat, experience, immersion, gathering, like ultimately, they're all just words that invite in. We we also want to kind of peel away words, but words are
Mm.
also vibration and frequency, and they're needed, and they carry a
Yeah,
certain they carry energy, right? They are energy, they're frequency.
and we are
So
playing into that.
yeah, and so it's important that people interpret these words as certain things, But you also said like, you said, enlightenment, what is enlightenment? Soul. I mean, what is even soul, you know? Like when we say naked soul, and then we also say, we don't want to be in the kind of masks or behaviors of the past. And, you know, our conditioning is deep. And, you know, one of the topics that I'm inviting in just life in general is like, how conditioned are we? The domestication, which I use the word domestication, and if any of you know, there's a wonderful book called Four Agreements, but the first or third chapter of that is called The Domestication of Our Planet. And so just the realization that we are conditioned, and that we, you know, we deeply have the programmed subconscious that makes us act and think and feel and believe a certain way. And so that's all kind of been plastered on us from cultural conditioning, from our peers, from our parents, from our, you know, the line that we've been birthed into, whether we're Italian or English or American or whatever. You know, we get bestowed upon a load of information. Think of it like a hard drive, you know, and it's bang, I'm going to put energy in here and load you up. So we become these hard drives, you know, and we have to wipe the hard drive if we want to come back to the soul self, the source self. Or we go into the parts, the fragmented parts that have been treated dysfunctionally, and then have created protectors and behaviors and made us go, oh, this is who I am. I'm this people pleaser that just says yes all the time, and I love you. Yeah, I do it. Whatever you say, I will do that. Yeah, tell me what I need to do. You know, for example, we become these characters, these sub-personalities. And so really Naked Soul is about, can we face that, free ourselves from the confines of those chains, if you will, these chains of the past, integrate them into love, into wholeness, through bringing deep awareness. So, you know, soul is, if anything, naked is soul awareness, right? And then when we start to integrate that, then we are living embodiment of something different. Then we are more weightless. When we're more weightless, we're more enlightened, because enlightenment means I'm weightless. I'm carrying less weight. So naked is an invitation to, you know, drop some of the weight that you are carrying, that we are carrying. And when we do that together in group field, when we do that together, there is, you know, huge transformation possible. And then new foundation, new creation.
Well, I love that you say that together, because, you know, I think also, like, people might think, oh, why should I come to Naked then? You know, it's like, why I cannot do this work by myself? And, well, I think this is not this kind of work. Is a place where we get together, you know, whether you want to do it with your own therapist, whether you want to do it in a group of, with a group of people, you know. The thing is that we come together for a reason. We come together to support each other through this journey. We come together because we mirror each other. We reflect back to each other all those different parts that we are made of. And that's the beauty of coming and do this kind of work in a group, within a group of people, that makes you feel safe to show up, safe to be yourself. Imagine you are with 20 people around you, and you are in this container where every single one of them makes you feel home and makes you feel safe. You know, it's like the power of stepping in such a container is something that is something, it's a different experience, you know. It's something that you can't really put words on, you know. And before the live, I was just asking myself, you know, what should I tell to people? What should we tell to people when people say, oh, what is naked? It's like, Jesus, there's so many words. And as you say, the words are just throwing out words, you know, like there's so many ways that it could be described. But I don't know, the best way for me is always to live it, you know. You can understand something only when you truly live it. So no matter how many words I can use right now, we can use right now, there is a depth that word cannot reach. There is a depth in this kind of work that you can only experience by yourself. I cannot not a whole vocabulary is going to be enough, you know, for you to truly understand that. And yeah, this
it's
is
also
why the invitation.
yeah, and it's also very different for every single being.
Absolutely.
That's, you know,
Absolutely.
that I think that's sometimes the difficulty with all of these kind of yeah, these experiences, you know, because also, maybe just to say, we're not doing anything drastically revolutionary that's like far out and you can't access and find on your own. And just bringing people together to sit in circle, it's just profound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's, in my humble opinion, there's not enough people sitting in circle. If humans showed up more and sat in circle and just shared what was on their heart, I really believe the world would be a very different place.
Yeah.
And circles are seen maybe as like, oh, only indigenous people do it, or only tribe people do it, or only if you're in a community, or if you're a hippie, or if you're, you know, whatever. This kind of like humans have been sitting in circles since the beginning of time. We used to, you know, the circle was created by the fire. We would come together as humans around the fire to be together, to let the wisdom of the fire, the wisdom of the elements, the intelligence of the elements speak to us. The fire would speak to us, and it would create a harmony and a connection between others, to then feel relaxed by the crackle and the crackle and the energy and the strength and wisdom, so that people would feel that they could share and that they felt some form of bond, right? So the idea of coming back to circle, to being with the elements, that's naked soul. It's not, you're going to get wisdom from Simon and Corinna that's going to be so profound and going to change your life forever, and then you can see me as a guru and say, Simon's so wise. I don't give a shit about that. My God, please don't do that. That's not helping our civilization right now. Sit round the fire, get naked together with us, so we realize we are the intelligence, we are the miracles, we are the elements, we are the eternal beings that are here to be more than what we've become conditioned to think we are, you know. And that's stripping away. You might get that wisdom from a tree.
I love you, Sai. Fuck, I love you. Two things I want to add to this. Amazing. That when you say the circle, you know, it's like the circle is also, why the circle? Because as we speak our truth, we can be seen by everyone sitting in that
Oh,
space, which is so empowering, you know, to be acknowledged and be seen in that effort, in that vulnerability, is next level experience. And the other thing you just mentioned at the end is like, you might get that from a tree. It reminded me,
and wait, there's just
when
one quick
yeah.
thing, just for clarity. They're not even trees to me, by the way. So we've called them a tree, which people go, a tree, yeah, funny, and confines it into this tree. That's a being. So let's just let's, you know, I just wanted to, for clarity, you know, because tree is like, oh yeah, I'm going to get wisdom. No, if you listen properly, you will connect to a being. But anyway,
Yeah.
please.
No, because this reminds me of what we were sharing in the heart storming the other day. You know, when people sometimes ask, what is the program? And you say something so beautiful that hit me like, what is the program? And you say, fuck the program. The program is all around you. And this is the reason why we choose certain kind of venues. And next week we are going to have a live with the owner of the venue we chose for this coming retreat, which is called Serra Vida, the venue, not the owner. So we chose this amazing place because it's really fully immersed in nature. Why? Because nature is a fundamental element, a key element of naked, for us to reconnect with the wisdom, with the consciousness that is all around. You know, it's like invisible, and yet is all around. So when you said, you know, the program is all around you, is really an invitation. Pay attention to what you're surrounded by. Listen, learn how to listen to the river, listen to the wind, and listen to the tree, you know, however we name those elements. just listen to that and get the wisdom from everything that is already around you. Then what we're gonna do, is just in addition to that, you know. But there is already so much that we can welcome in when we enter this kind of space with, you know, with an intention to really be in these spaces. So what we're gonna do is just creating another container, you know, together with Mother Nature, create another container where you can deepen more this, and you can learn more how to listen, how to feel, and how to navigate those feelings, you know.
Yeah, beautiful. I know we're coming to a close now, but yeah, and even when you say learn, right, it's
Yes.
what I so often think. Yeah, I know you're agreeing now, right? Yeah, because it's words, right? I know you would be saying the same to me. So it's like there isn't anything to learn, you know. Like this is what it feels as soon as I'm like, when I'm by a river, when I'm in these submersed in these spaces, or I'm you know, that's what I mean by we kind of strip away all this programming conditioning, but not strip away all in just 7 days, 8 days, right? It's an ongoing process of,
it's like an initiation.
yeah, it's like a choice. Like, it's almost like the naked soul gives permission back to those that come to say, you know this stuff, right? You remember this, no?
You
Or
remember,
like,
exactly.
you remember this, right? Like, you can trust yourself. Like, oh, you heard that inside of you. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. That's very wise. Where did that come from? Oh, inside of you. Okay, interesting. It's like, you know, it's giving that space of permission, and then from that place, you know, we don't even know what's going to bubble, but people get insight, they get clarification, they realize they've been lying to themselves for years, they realize they need to change something in their life, you know, whatever pops. And of course, you know, like I said, we have certain practices and tools and games and playful stuff to just invite this stuff. That's invite this space of permission.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Remembering, that's the right word. It's not about learning. It's not, I don't want to give the idea that we are putting more knowledge out there. It's, as you said, it's a remembering. So the idea of getting naked actually is to less, you know, to do less in order to feel more, to yeah, just remove what is not needed in order to remember how to be.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Remember how to be. And then when we realize we're being, you know, human being, not human doing, and when we come back to being, then we sometimes, this may not happen for everyone listening today, or even that comes, but there will be moments when beingness just drops in, and it's always been here. You've always been it. It's not like, oh,
get somewhere.
I did this. I meditated for 5,000 hours, and now, no, like, you're always being. You're always here. And because of certain beliefs and certain, again, I use the word conditioning, and, you know, but a belief is a big one, you know, belief, because, for example, when I'm supporting others, you know, I'm uncovering beliefs, right? Beliefs. We're uncovering beliefs. Oh, I believe I'm fat. I believe I'm unworthy. I believe I'm not good enough. I believe I'm not intelligent. I believe I need to learn more. I need to know more. I believe. So, you know, Naked Soul is also an invitation to uncover what I call FBS, false belief systems. There's a lot of BS that we're believing, and yeah, we need to, like, just let a bit of that shit go.
Nice. We can close on that.
And then, you know what, when we're not carrying so much shit, not only does it smell a bit better, but it's also it weighs a little bit less, and then a bit more lightness and laughter can come through, you know.
Yes.
You can laugh at the shit a little bit, you know. You're not so like deeply in it, so serious with the
Yeah,
shit.
yes,
This shit
yes.
is serious. It's brown and thick and heavy, and oh,
Well,
I'm in it, you know.
yeah, thanks for mentioning also that, because you know we talk about this and we talk about serious shit here, but also there is a lot of playfulness in the space. We invite playfulness because when we play, the nervous system relaxes and can, the more you relax, the more you allow your parts to come to the surface, you know, your vulnerable part, your hidden part, your excited part to come more to the surface. So there is a lot of playfulness as well, and it's important. I remember now, I was editing one of the testimonials, which we call soul reflection. You might find them on our page on Instagram and on our website, which are testimonials of people that have been naked, call them naked years. And one of them said that naked is like, he said, there is a lot of pain, but also a lot of pleasure. And he said, this is the most beautiful way for me to understand certain things, when we weave in pain and pleasure together with playfulness and seriousness and playfulness, you know, and really welcome everything in the space. Yeah. Nice.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
say anymore because we can keep talking for hours.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know how long we've been here, but it feels like longer than
30,
we were in.
36, 36 minutes. So let's
That's
let,
nice.
let's keep 37
Let's keep
minutes.
it like that.
Yeah, you was the one saying to me, we want to keep them side when we do lives, got to keep them shorter.
Yeah, because I hope that people are gonna listen to them. And you know, when you say 30 minutes, it's like, I can drop in for 30 minutes, but people are busy. So it's like, oh, 45 minutes, oh, 1 hour, you know. So maybe 30 minutes is a bit more digestible. And also, we speak a lot, also, and there is so much that wants to be shared, I think. And 30 minutes is also a nice way to try to encapsulate the essence of what we want to share, you know.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't know how good we did that. I just went off to that. I have to practice my essence.
we also go off on a tangent a little
I get
bit, but that's
I
the
get to it.
beauty of
I get too excited.
it.
Basically, we're going to do many more. If you've enjoyed this, we we maybe next time we can talk a little bit more about us coming together as well. But like ultimately, if you are considering coming to hang out with us, come and hang out with us. Go over to the website, check it out. And if you got this far, do us a favor. Support the launch of Naked Soul. Share this or come and like our you know how it works with the algorithms and stuff. Come and like
Whatever.
our come and like our profile. Check out some of the beautiful
Come
things
to
Corinna.
naked, just come to naked.
Yeah, ultimately just come to Naked. But you know, if you really can't do that right now, then sharing with friends and family, word of mouth is really supportive for us. So we deeply appreciate
Yeah.
that.
And just one thing, because I want to say hello to, I might say, many people that I saw tuning in, and I'm very happy, and say to Alex, we love you too, my love. And there is one person that commented something about, I cannot afford, what if, you know. And I just want to say, you know, once you get on the website, really read through everything, because we always have open possibilities for people that have financial struggles. And so really go read through it. Do not assume that this is just for those who have money and blah blah. Just read through it and see how we can support you in different ways. So I not need to talk about this right now, but make sure you go on the website and you read the whole program that we have out there to support you in that.
Yes,
That's it.
totally. Yeah, we can talk about the gift another time. Actually, maybe we can do a live on the gift.
Yes,
Because you
why
know,
not?
even this price at the moment that we've put is a gift. It's a gift. It's a, you know, we've kept it as affordable as possible, and people can give more. And if you really don't have any money, you know, you got to sometimes just got to reach out and realize there's many
Reach
other ways. And
out.
if you really want it, you'll find ways. Some of the stories of the way people have come to Naked in the past
Yeah.
is just immense. You know, people, when you want it, the universe shows up for you.
I think it might be nice to actually do a live also with someone that enjoyed the gift and can
Yes, of
share how
course.
things magically unfolded.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your time, Sai. Thank you so much for my time. Thank you for everyone who has been joining and following, listening, and sharing. And I see you on the other side. Uh... Ciao.
Ciao.